Hello everybody and welcome back to Imperator, where I think it's very clear at this point, we need to chill. We're at 99 manpower right now. That needs to bring its way on up. We need more gold, and I think our best bet is likely to work on settlement buildings for the time being. We'll get to that as the gold flows in. We really need to let our aggressive expansion drop and our stability raise up. And that'll also buy time for our centralization to come up a little bit as well, which will of course boost our research points, which will be very, very good. So that's absolutely magnificent. Do we have any laws that we want to change here? Not at the moment. It looks like our centralization would need to be higher. We can only change our kinship if our centralization is low. That's interesting. So we can either increase or decrease our centralization, and both are good. I'm going to move towards increasing our centralization, though. That's the way that this is going to go for now. So I think that that broadly means that this side is about going for lower centralization. Yes, and this side is about going for higher centralization. Okay, that looks good. So we're going to go for higher centralization here. I also noticed... Okay, there's a harvest failure. That's not ideal. Not ideal at all. Yikes. It's the governor's responsibility. So I had also noticed that Carthage has been nearly, not entirely, but nearly pushed out of Iberia. There's just this little bit of Carthage left, and that's absolutely fascinating. So that is great, right? But what we need right now, more than anything, is money. There's an argument to be made that we should get rid of this fort. It produces base metals. I think we should. There's this fort up here, which is broadly fine. That produces furs, so I think that's okay. This is going to become a city eventually. This produces base metals as well. There's a reasonable argument to be made that that fort should be eliminated as well. This does mean that this state will be vulnerable in a war, but that's maybe okay. I don't want to spend money on this. We could spend political influence, but our political influence is getting a little bit low. We'll make him disloyal. I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's get rid of this fortress, and then here we're producing horses. I think that's okay. And this is a city. We're going to be producing olives here. So for now, that seems reasonably fine, all things considered. We probably want to consider building a library over here, just to boost up our desired citizen ratio. Is this not actually doing that? It's boosting our civilization level. It is bringing up our local research points a little bit and boosting our pop conversion speed a bit. Interesting. I guess, right, that's right. It was not the libraries, it's the academies that increase the citizen desired ratio. Or I guess that's noble desired ratio, which is fine. The citizen one is the court of law. So do we want citizens or nobles here? I think nobles are the ones that produce additional research, right? Yeah, citizens produce manpower and research. I kind of prefer citizens over nobles. Yeah, they're going to produce lesser research points. And maybe that is bad. Maybe we want to have these be like fully research specialized right now. We do definitely need some research, so there's no doubt about that. So the academy is affordable at this time. The other option is that we could go in and build things like mines and farming settlements. Both of these would be very good. I think getting research going early on is very important, but so is getting our economy rolling, and this won't necessarily help our economy. Let's get the academy for now, and automatic trading should be enabled for like every province. So let's go into trade. Where are we at? Economy? Where is trade? It's here. There we go. So we want to be auto trading. There isn't an option for auto trade here? I thought that there was. Okay, I guess we'll just go through each of these provinces and we'll enable auto trade. Sure. I mean, I guess we needed to do this at some point anyway, so a little awkward that it can't be done from the trade overview. I'm sure there's an option for it somewhere else, but we'll just do it that way for now. That'll do. Cool. So auto trade is going reasonably well. We're currently making about 6 gold per month, and I'd definitely like to be making more than that. So once we get this academy done, this is going to be maxed out. We might start backing off on our fortresses here. We'll see. Our pop count is pretty low in some of these locations. So it's because we're super decentralized, right? Centralization should eventually help our pop situation. At least in my opinion. I don't think it actually does. It helps our pop promotion speed, which is fine, I suppose. But that's okay. We're going to get this academy done down over here. We have no other cities, and we do want to be working towards getting Carpetania settled and working down this way for the next little while. So that's going to be very important. And that's just upgrade cities in Carpetania and build buildings in those cities, right? But I think that the bigger thing right now is definitely getting settlement buildings built. Anywhere that doesn't have a settlement building, we need to build one. So that's going to be what's going to cost us a little bit of money. That academy is now done being built over here, and we should start to get some desired citizenship here, but I mean, their happiness isn't super high. Not shocking, considering that they are not the correct culture group. But we got a bountiful harvest, and that's great. We're going to take the cash. Absolutely, we're going to take the cash. Yeah, stability would be useful for us, but we're passively gaining the stability, and I want to gain the cash so that we can gain cash faster and get this economic snowball rolling. Now, Baetica does need a governor. We'll put this guy in. Sure, and I don't want to have that hidden. There we go. Cool. So for the time being, we are hard chilling right now. We absolutely need to let our war exhaustion drop off. We need to let our AE drop, and we need to let our stability rise. That is the primary goal here. We also can, of course, start building mines and farming settlements, which we will prioritize as our best buildings for settlements for right now. So we'll have enough to do that quite soon. That's looking reasonably solid. Okay. I want to take a quick look at our levy situation, and this is actually improving. We're up to 6 in Contestania. That's great. We, of course, need to upgrade our government type to get legions available. And we are going to go for a, like, imperial-style government, right? This is a mega campaign. It would be difficult to do a mega campaign in a non-imperial style government because we're going to need to be, like, continually growing, right? So an empire definitely makes sense for that. We could, in theory, go for something else. Ooh, national tax plus 10%. Yeah. We could go for, like, actually a republic might be an interesting way to go. Like, a belligerent republic whose goal is to spread republicanism, right? And I'm not meaning that in terms of, like, U.S. politics. Like, small R republicanism. That would be an interesting way to go. We might go for a republic. Yeah, I could be interested in that. But it would be, like, almost like an imperialism-style republic, right? Like the 70s, 80s era US, something like that. Could be interesting to play as. I'm keeping an eye on this war up here. It's interesting stuff going on up there. These guys are our allies, right? Or did that alliance get broken? No, they're allied with us. They just never called us in. Okay. I'm not sure what these wars are. Okay. I guess they started the wars and never called us in. Sure, I'm fine with that. I very much don't want to be in the war, so we're good. We are good. We're going to start with building mines wherever we can, and anywhere where it's +1 good produced, we're happy with that. Beautiful. A tax holiday. 3 free stability, 10 free popularity. We gain generous. That's definitely interesting. Holdings income minus 25%. I don't really care about that, though. National citizen happiness plus 8%. Do it. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm reasonably happy with that. So for the time being, we are absolutely just hard chilling right now, right? This is all looking absolutely fine. We're probably going to consider upgrading all of these settlements that are considered capitals up to cities. Now, not all of these are going to ultimately be capitals. We can see that these are both considered capitals here despite being in the same state. It's a little bit awkward. We would want to eventually take that state over from these guys, right? And we would only be upgrading locations where we hold the entire state. For example, Carpetania. Now, we would certainly like to build some cities in Carpetania. That is expensive, and I would certainly prefer, I'm saying certainly a lot, I would certainly prefer to build some mines. This is getting very tedious. Yeah, I want to build mines, farming settlements, and then we can think about city upgrades. I think that's the way this is going to go. We need to work on economy right now. That is absolutely the top priority here. Economy is very vitally important. I'm thinking about maybe even bumping it up to speed 5 for the moment. We've got a lot of nothing going on right now, and I think that does make sense. So let's here sit at... Ooh, hello. A bunch more progress from Rome. Thanks, Rome. Let's sit here at speed 5, and we'll cruise through here, getting these constructions done as quickly as possible. That'll be absolutely great. So we're going to continue to focus on mines for the moment. We're not seeing any major food issues for right now, so the food will be primarily export focused at this moment. As we get cities upgraded, that will likely change. Okay. Interesting battles going on up here for sure. Okay, these guys are just similarly colored. Noted. The signs of the stars have been clear, according to our druids, and proclaim many victories to come. No matter who our enemies may be, our triumph will be certain as we move to take our rightful place as the rulers of Carpetania. Now, to find somewhere to lead our troops and fulfill our destiny. Find a nation to conquer. We're not going to do that immediately. I don't want to go to war right now. We've done a lot of conquering lately, and we really do need to focus in on our economy. This guy died of dysentery. Okay, we will take a look at that in a moment. I do want to continue to build mines, and we're going to do so. So we need an apothecary? Sure, we'll put you in. And actually, that kind of, the whole Republican idea does kind of align with our egalitarianism that we've got going on, right? So I think that's a reasonable stance to take here, now that I think about it. Yeah, that seems pretty neat. So we're going to get these mines built. We've got about 100 days on the earlier mine. Ooh, we can call down our omen. Yes. We've got the Shrine of Althea over here. And we've got that Olcadian necklace there. It doesn't belong to us. Okay. Noted. I think we're going to continue with the slave output. What is our overall slave population? I saw that previously in the nation overview. 38, 16, 27, and 4. We do have a decent number of slaves at this point. So I think that the slave output does make sense to grab here. Cool. We don't want to be sitting at speed 4. Let's bump that right on back up to speed 5. We're going to be capping out our manpower right now at 3404, 3422. That's continuing to go up by a reasonable amount. Okay. One mine completed up over here. That's great. And we should immediately see some benefits from that. Not that it's going to be, you know, absolutely huge, but we do need a new magistrate here, and Kunsa Carosa seems good for that. Cool. So we'll let you build up your statesmanship, and that's currently 4% national tax boost. Cool. So that'll take some time, of course. Murder? What's going on here? Currently 81 loyalty. That's fine. We'll consider you guilty. Beautiful. So we're gaining about 6 gold per month right now. It's not huge. We could definitely bring that up, and we're going to do so. Now, one thing I would like to see, is there a map mode that gives us, like, empty building slots? I would like to see where our building slots are empty. So, like, these buildings, those are all empty. This one's full. What do we have built there? A farming settlement? Yeah, that's fine. These are all empty up here. This one is building a mine, of course. And this has a farming settlement. I'd like to be able to see that in a map mode. Ideally, when we go into the macro builder here, I'd like to see empty building slots in this map mode. That would be amazing. Unfortunately, that's not the way that it works, which does make me very sad. The faith of Prastugas. That's definitely not how that's pronounced. He's but a modest man. We're not going to give him gold. We need to wait for another, looks like 1 month tick, I think, before we can build another mine. That's good. There we go. Let's get this mine going. And perfect. So these mines are underway. We're going to be producing base metals in both of these locations. Absolutely wonderful. We're, of course, going to have to choose very carefully where we want to build our cities, right? And what kind of cities we want them to be. So this one is going to be furs. So this is not going to be a very good production city. So we're going to end up targeting something more along the lines of having this be a research city, more likely. Which is fine. We definitely could use the research. If we look at our tech here. Yeah, this could use some work. We definitely need to get some advances going here. So that'll take some time. As our centralization comes up, that will get better and better. We can't afford this. I'm sorry. We are not spending gold on things other than economic investments right now. That is the only thing that we're investing in. Absolutely nothing else at this moment. And we are seeing not really huge gains from it at this point, but that's not hugely shocking. A lot of these are quite long-term investments, right? There's only 4 slave pops here. Are these even all slave pops? No, there's 2 slave pops here. So this will take time to get these production levels maxed out, right? And that's fine. We just want to get these set up. And we've got a minor addendum here. 6 stability for 10 political influence is, I think, a worthwhile trade at this point. We're at 145 political influence right now and 31.82 stability. So let's bump that on up. Beautiful. We're still dropping our AE. So that is going to be a little bit painful. That will take a while to decay to 0. I wish that this tooltip said how long that was going to take to decay to 0, but we could calculate it. The debt of treason must be paid in blood. Indeed. So now we need a governor in Baetica again. And is this the guy that we just fired? I feel like it is. I'm going to put her in instead. And she put this on governor policy of harsh treatment. I would like to still be on religious conversion, I think. Okay, let's go through all of those and make sure that those haven't been changed around too much. Ah, there's where the automatic trade is. Cool. So I want to make sure that we are sorting by religious unity. So if these are at 100%, this should be on cultural assimilation. So we're at 97% religious unity here, so this should be at cultural assimilation. This should be on religious conversion. I think the previous threshold that I did for that was 50. But I think we're going for 90 here at this point. So 90% religious, and then we'll switch over to cultural integration. That sounds good. So cruising on forward on those mines, we can get another one going very, very soon here. That's great. We definitely love that base resource production. That is magnificent. But tech is going to be helping us a lot here as well. So let's get this mine building. This is the penultimate mine. We can build one more beyond this, and then we're going to be working on our farming settlements. So that'll be fine. Farming settlements are, of course, vitally important. But I want to get these mines good to go for export purposes for right now. So we're going to get all of that set up. We do have this province that is currently disloyal. And it'll be vaguely annoying to have this rebel, right? Because it's got the 2 fortresses here. Governor corruption is 0.12 of that. Well, that's a little bit gross. How much corruption does she have? 50. Okay. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great at all. We could change the governor over to this lady, and that's exactly what we'll do. She did change us back to harsh treatment. I still want this to be on religious conversion. Wait, no, I don't. I want this to be on cultural assimilation. Well, that was a waste of political influence, but that's fine. We'll put it onto cultural assimilation. I want to take a look. How are we doing on that cultural assimilation here? If we go into our pop info, that's where we see that. Okay. Dominant culture is not integrated culture is painful, but we'll definitely work our way through that. So we need a new elder, and that will be this person. Beautiful. We do have a scorned family, and that is something I should have noted before we put that person in. We'll keep an eye on that, and next time we get a job opening, we'll change that. So we have a decent-ish research ratio. It's better than it was. I don't want to spend gold. Honestly, losing centralization is fine. We're going to gain that back within like 2.5 months. So I don't care about that. Our centralization is definitely improving nicely. We're up to 46% right now. We're up to 7.2 gold per month. So that's definitely starting to accelerate. And that's a really, really good sign. The beating of hooves, huh? Well, the Dahai have become increasingly bellicose. This is where the Scythians are, though. So this is like, you know, out over here. I forget where the Scythians actually are, but this isn't all that relevant to us. So that looks good. Our AE is down to 16. That's definitely improving. We're going to need to go back to war somewhat soon. I'm keeping an eye on our ally situation out here. Or not really ally situation, Parthian hordes, yeah. I hope they have fun with that. That's on the Seleucid Empire. So yeah, that's out over here. No major issue for us in Iberia here. So that seems okay. We're going to need to go back to war eventually, but I'm keeping an eye on the consolidation around us. For the time being, it looks okay. I'm not too concerned about that. We're going to get our final mine building. And then we'll dig into the farming settlements. That'll be absolutely great. So, final mine going in now. Magnificent. Cool. So now farming settlements are what we're going to go for. We're going to continue working on our slave output here. And we've seen another holy site spawn here. Okay. That's a long ways away. But the other two holy sites are actually bordering us, which is interesting. We might want to do something about that. Untiring devotion, huh? 3 free stability. I love it. So our stability is in a reasonable point right now. This guy is still a modest man. We're not giving him money. I can tell you that. Unfortunately, this farming settlement isn't ours. We're not building that. I wish we were. That would be nice. Our manpower cap is continuing to go up. I love it. That's really, really great. And our income is starting to come up as well. We can help him not be a terrible leader. For 15 political influence. Done. We'll aid him. I don't care too much about the political influence at this point. We're primarily gold constrained. The political influence will become a problem later as we get rid of our gold constraint. But for right now, with that gold constraint, I really, really don't care about political influence. So we'll get there in the end, but for now, that's fine. Completely and totally okay. How are we doing on these technologies again? Not for a while are we going to get level 1 of our advances. Okay. We're only at 18% research efficiency, which is not shocking considering we only have the one city, right? So that's not surprising. This is currently going back down in loyalty right now due to regional power. But it's primarily just due to, like, Flavium Valaris. and Eporca. So it's just due to the happiness of the people here. Okay. Not a ton that we can do about that. However, we have just broken 50% centralization. Can we change a law now? Oh yeah, we absolutely can. So founding a city cost modifier plus 50% here. But we can go down this direction, monthly centralization and -1 slaves needed for surplus. Or we can go to here and get tribesman output and additional monthly centralization. Honestly, the formalized agriculture might eventually be better, but because we don't have the critical mass of slaves right now, Hillfort Initiative for the tribesman output is probably the way to go. Done. So that does drop our stability down, but that's okay. And then we've got our bureaucratic system, where we can get monthly political influence and centralization, or we can get pop promotion speed and monthly centralization. And I think that that's almost certainly better. We're going to do that. That's going to hurt our stability a lot. Our stability is now very low. However, our centralization is growing very quickly. If we go into our decisions, which I can never remember where in this game those are. They're in here somewhere. If we go into our decisions, not really our missions. Culture, religion, economy, government, nation overview. It's in here somewhere. But I can't remember where the decisions are right now. Yep, I cannot remember it. It's in here. Okay, it's in our nation overview. I'm dumb. So we would look to, like, investigate tribal reform, potentially. Yes. That would be what we would look to do. So we need our centralization to be higher than 60, and we need stability. Okay. However, we do know that our found city cost should have been reduced. 250 and 6250 now. Okay, that's definitely better. Clapper and Irons, her assets will cover the cost. Cool. So we'll do that. We need a new governor in Lusitania, and that, of course, means that we need a scorned family member. So this is not very high skill, but there we go. Perfect. Not exactly perfect. Acceptable is what we'll go with. That'll do for now, and we can certainly get our first farming settlement going. We only need 3 of these. Okay, that's not too bad. So we'll get a farming settlement going out over this way, and we need 2 additional farming settlements. So we should have the cash to do those fairly quickly. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to wrap up these 2 farming settlements, and then probably think about expansion again. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Shadow Wolf, and Lohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.